Hey guys, this is Danny with Berry Horsemanship. Got a little horse here. I just bought 3-year-old. Came from a friend of mine. I've started a lot of colts for him, and one thing about all of his horses is they've all got great minds. And so we just got this one, and it's kind of halter broke, you know. Real good minded. When I went and picked it up, he said it hadn't had a lot done with it, but loaded right up and tied, and he said it's just had very minimal things done with it. So it just kind of shows what kind of minds they have. Anyway, I was getting it out today, do a little bit of work, and I just started, just gonna pet around on it, and I got one of the flags out, and I noticed he don't know what to think about that. And so I thought, well, I'm going to take a little video just so you can kind of see. You know, he has a lot of curiosity, and he wants to be, he has a good mind. But when I just first presented this flag, he got down, and it was kind of interesting. He has a lot of athletic moves. I mean, he didn't do anything crazy. He just seeing him move. So I thought, you know, that'd be a good thing to show. With him, he don't like this flag at all. And so if I've helped you with anything, one of the things I talk about is the recipe for how things work is obedience, respect, and trust, in that order. So should I be making him move around for obedience, to get respect, to get trust? This is still all part of that. So he's afraid of this flag. So all we're going to do is just kind of present it. Here, I'll get him back over here. He's bothered by it just a little bit, and then we don't want to tell him he can't move. So I let him move if he's bothered by it. But then we just break the hindquarters over. So we're working on obedience, but we're letting him, he don't need to go fast. He don't need to do any of these things. He just needs, see, like right there, when I present it in that area, it bothers him. So we're just going to break the hindquarters over. There we go. Now, if you can see it, he's got his nose on it down here, checking it out. I'm going to let his curiosity check it out, but when he wants to move his feet, we're not going to tell him he can't. We're just going to break the hindquarters over. And while we're doing this, while he's figuring out something that's scary, we're not going to scare him with it. We're just going to use them as teaching moments, like right there, to break over the hindquarters. Anytime I get it up in there, it bothers him. So there we go, broke over the hindquarters, and now I don't know if you can see it or not, but he's checking the flag out. We don't want it to be a scary situation. We want it to be a learning deal. He wanted to walk off. We just disengage his hind end. So we're not inhibiting the movement. We're just using it to help teach. See, he's smelling this. No reason to scare him. Let him figure it out. But are we sacrificing obedience for this? No. We're using this to help us get obedience. Every time he wants to move off, we're getting him softer on the face and getting control of his hind end. He's not going to be bothered by this very long. You can see it doesn't really bother him that much up here, but it definitely bothers him when you get him off to the side. One of the things I do, because he's pretty afraid of it if I move it around too much, is I will carry this flag out in front of me and move it while leading him around. I want him to know that this isn't no big deal. I do this on ones that are afraid of cows. We just push them around. Whatever it is they're afraid of, we let them push it around a little bit. See, this area right here is not so bothered. Now, when I first got him out and did this, I didn't do this. I just picked it up. And you could tell he was bothered by it. So I thought, I worked with him for just a minute or two, and I thought, this would be a good opportunity to show right from the very beginning on one that hasn't been exposed to hardly anything, ways to go about it. He's got a great mind, so we don't want to wreck it, right? I get a lot of horses in here that we're working with for people that I think just have been overloaded. People are working maybe on obedience, or they're like, you're going to do this, and they sacrifice the horse's mind for it. I bought this horse, so I got as long as it can take 10 years as far as I'm concerned. It's not going to, but if it did, that's okay. I've got all the time in the world to keep this mind, keep this curiosity, keep these things, let him get used to a little bit more, let him get used to a little bit more. So you don't mind this. But when I start getting into these areas right here, he's like, that's just a little too much. But he got a little bend in him right there. It's okay. Like I said, it's okay if he even moves. Like, I'm letting him check it out. So instead of using fear and just making him move, and saying, get used to it, I'm letting his curiosity let him get used to it. If he feels a little overwhelmed and needs to move his feet, we let him move his feet, then we disengage him. That way he doesn't feel trapped. Eventually he'll get so used to this and it won't bother him. But I don't want him to blow up. I don't want him to get nervous. And talking about horses that come through the barn, I get a lot of horses in here with anxiety. They've never been allowed or taught to understand things. You see what's going on here? It gets their minds all worked up. So if he wants to move, I'm going to let him move, but I'm going to use that as a opportunity to work on getting soft on the face, getting his feet soft for me, and things like that. So let's come back over here this side. And just a few minutes ago, that would have made him move off. And he's still going to probably move off. He's messing around with it there. So I'm actually going to move it just a little closer to his side. That's going to make him move. His curiosity here is still going after it, so I'm gonna let that happen. Like I said, I got this horse from a friend of mine, Tim. I'll show you more about it as time goes on, but he raises some of probably the best-minded horses of any of them I've rode. Time after time. Like, I didn't ride one that had a good mind. I rode a bunch of them that have a good mind. And to be honest, I've not rode any that didn't have a good mind of his. This zone right here, see, would have already made him move his feet in a bothered way. See, like right there? I don't know, I hope it caught that. He wanted to move off a little bit. He's getting so much more used to it in these zones, but he wanted to move off a little bit, and I just used that as an opportunity to bend him. So I'm not making him accept these, I'm getting him used to accepting these different areas and different fields. And the more bold, he's getting pretty bold with it, nipping around on it, pushing around on it, sniffing around on it. And the more he does that, the more comfortable he is, and then that allows me to get into these other areas a little bit more. I'm going to bring him back up here. Good. See, I put it in that zone over here, and he wants to move off. That's okay. We just disengage him. Just disengage him. And notice that when he disengages, he goes right back to the flag. None of them like it underneath their chin in that spot down there. So we're not going to, like I said, we're not after him to scare him. We're after him to accept it. Once he's accepted a little bit more, we'll drive him around a little bit. See, we can do that. It's in this zone. He's not afraid of it here. But now I'm going to lift him up. See, we're creating that movement right there when I just moved him around. If he gets nervous and wants to move his feet, that's okay. We just face him up, or disengage the hind end. But there'll be times, like right here, I'm going to give him a direction and I'm going to send him around. I'm causing this direction. Now I'm going to disengage the hind end. So he learns. There we go. So he learns to do that. Might as well learn that right now while there's something bothering him, that when we pick up on that, instead of just bending and walking forward like he did there for a second, which is okay because he's just learning, we're going to take that opportunity so when he feels that pickup there, that he just disengages. Now this is kind of the very basic level. I call this lesson flag to go and flag to whoa. This flag doesn't need to scare them. I want them to be able to I want to use this flag as an aid if I ask him to move. So this is flag to go. I'm going to give him a direction and I'm going to move the flag. My body's asking him to move off to the left. The flag's going. The flag's not really making him go. My body asking him is making him go. Now this is flag to whoa. I'm going to keep the flag going and disengage him, and then I'll quit. So I'll quit the flag when the feet quit moving, when he faces up. And I'll be helping people, or I'll get a horse in here and I'll get the flag out and they're really afraid of the flag because people have used it as a weapon. And so can you imagine riding somewhere and a plastic bag is doing this, or a flag, you're at somewhere a flag is going? I don't want this on its own to be anything more than a flag horse. I'm going to flag horses and cattle off of this horse once I get him going. I don't want this to be a problem. But this is flag to whoa. Flag's going. I'm not asking him to go nowhere. If he was really nervous, as soon as his feet quit moving, I'd quit. That's taking the pressure away. Same way I'm facing him. This don't mean anything, but now I'm going to give him a direction. I need him to move off. And now we're moving off. Same flag, same going on. I've given him a direction. He's moving off. He's not moving off because of this flag. He's moving off because of my body. Now, if he didn't respect my body and I get in there with the flag and move his feet, that's still okay because he's not afraid of it. It's just an extension of my arm. That's how I go about the flag. I mean, there's more details to it, but that's the basics. For years, I didn't want to use a flag because I just thought it's a gimmick. It's just something else to have that we don't need. But once I started using a flag, I really like it. It's just an extension of my arm. It's something else to get things better. If one is locked up and won't move their feet, I can use it as a little incentive. But the key to it is, in my opinion, is we can use this flag as an extension. So like here, I'm going to ask this horse to come towards you here to my right. I'm giving it a direction, and this is the first day I've ever done anything with this horse. And like I said, Tim hadn't done anything with him either, other than get the halter on him a few different times. So I'm going to give him a direction with my body. He's not going, so now I'm going to step in here and use this flag. It's just an extension. See, I'm going to keep the flag going, and then I'm going to disengage it. I'm going to get a little bit more. There we go. I don't want him to be bothered by that. See, as I get up into that area, how it bothers him. I'm gonna let him walk around there for a second. There, he disengages on his own. See, it bothered him. I don't know if that got caught in there or not, but as it got in there just a little bit more, it bothered him. Get him in here where you can see. It's okay. He's not used to this, and he's allowing it in certain spots. Like right there, you see, he's checking it out. He's like, "Should I be afraid of that?" And I'm letting him figure it out. Now, as I've been talking, I've been doing a lot of standing here. But when this is off, see, I'll give him a direction and I'll ask him to go. Take it away. Change hands. Give him a direction. Disengage. We just keep this up so he realizes there's really nothing to be afraid of. We're working on obedience. We're working on a good mind. Can I rub him all over with this? Not at the moment. If I want to spend quite a while tonight, yeah. Or I can, break it up into smaller parts. Like I said, he's mine. I don't have anybody calling me asking me, are you riding him yet? Are you riding him yet? Which irritates the daylights out of me, just so you know, because our goal was to get these horses right in the mind, and I'm going to get on them as absolutely soon as I can, because I got things to do. But I'm not in a hurry because of dollars. I'm going after them for the horse's mind. If the horse is ready, I've been on colts that have been dropped off on the very first day they've been here. I've also been on colts 20 or 30 days after they've been here. So much of that has to do with what happened before they got dropped off here. If somebody was helping them out and actually doing some stuff and preparing them, that helps. If someone was actually causing braces and nervousness and this, that, and the other, or doing nothing, well, then it takes longer. And so I'm all for questions. That's just one that sometimes it kind of makes me chuckle, actually, most of the time. So we're going to ask this horse to move. We're going to disengage. He's just kind of learning what I'm asking on this side right here. See, I want that hind end step across. There we go. This may seem boring to some and seem like it's not really doing anything or not necessary, and you don't have to do it. But I find it to be a critical step. I watched this horse move and I love his athleticism. I also love this horse's mind. So if his athleticism and his mind don't last, it's more on me than it is anything else. So I want to maintain those. Which doesn't have as much to do with him as it has to do with me. Am I going to go about it right? I hope so. That's the goal, is to get myself better so that the horses can be better. But he didn't necessarily sign up for this. I signed him up for it. We have to take that into consideration. Now, am I going to ask him if he wants to do it? And if he says no, then put him away? No. We're going to help him want to be part of this situation. And when we think at it like that, we think about their minds just a little bit more. And over the years, I've done a lot of them where I thought I was thinking about their minds, but then I pushed them more to my agenda than I really let them go through their agenda. I've tried not to do that, and I'm fairly aware of it, but there's been times that I've done that. So I want him to move. I want him to bend. I want him to move. When I lift up here, I'm wanting that bend, like right there. I'd like it to be a little better on this side. There we go. That's important for later. It's actually important for now, but I mean, it's going to be real important for later. And so, why not just work on it now? Let's use this opportunity of not really liking the flag or understanding it or not knowing what it is, and use that as an opportunity to work on those things. Well, anyway, hope that was beneficial. Hope maybe there's something in there that makes sense to you. And hope you have a blessed day.